It's a loop. It's not easy. This is what our mind is coming up with. Dude, 18 minutes. All right. See how crazy we are. This is all spontaneous. Seriously. This is what our mind is formulating. That we have no idea where does it all come from. This is the fun of like putting ourselves onto such kind of practices where we have no clue what our mind holds. That's the beauty of understanding this thing. Seriously, there's so much inside this, and we have absolutely no idea what this machine is capable of until or unless we put it onto hello there. This is day no day. We are into a practice of picking up a random situation and talking about that randomly and spontaneously. So let's try to pick something today as well and ramble upon that. Yeah. So what we can pick today is, does self-love requires mentally putting others down in our head or not? Yeah, that should be the situation for today's spontaneous speaking. So the first question should be that how do we feel good? How do we feel satisfied and uplifted in our head? Actually, there is a construct as in a mental state of mind which is called self-esteem or self-worth, that defines if we are satisfied in life or not, or in any act, or if we are satisfied, and then that might lead to the possibility of being happy as well. So if our self-esteem or self-worth is at a higher level, then we will be satisfied and happy. If that have gone down drastically, then we will not experience these states of mind. So how does we experience our self-worth? By the way, what is self-worth? Self-worth is the evaluation of an individual of their own states of being, or let's just say that self-esteem or self-worth is the subjective interpretation of an individual about their own belief, their own perception, their own achievements and ranking in the psychosocial hierarchy. So that is self-worth. If somebody would evaluate themselves as less competent and less achieved in the hierarchy of social structure, psychosocial or power structure, then their self-worth will go drastically down, and that would happen in relation to others only. So can we say that evaluation of the self-worth depends upon where do we find ourselves in comparison to the others? I think so, or not only think so, but I surely believe, and it's not that what I believe, but it is written there, that social comparison is something which a human being can easily disassociate themselves from, because this is so innate that it is almost naturally and inherently imbibed into the head of an individual as soon as they start becoming the part of the social structure. It is very difficult for them to keep themselves untouched from the social comparison tendency. And like this self-worth evaluation and self-esteem has been defined to be the very significant psychological asset which an individual evaluate themselves upon. This is very innate, and this is also the foremost reason for being satisfied in life, being content, satisfied, and experiencing any positive states. So of course we humans by default, by inherent reasons, are programmed and designed to crave these positive affective states in order to stay stable, or at least not to if not to stay stable, but to not go beyond those lines of stability, because that going beyond those lines leads to further several consequences, psychological consequences, psycho-affective and behavioral consequences. So we want to maintain that intact level of self-worth in our head at least. And if we want to maintain that stable self state, or if not stable but at least good amount of self states, then we cannot escape ourselves from comparing ourselves from other people, because we cannot define ourselves by being independent of other people. We always define ourselves in relation to someone else. Because, for example, I was once asked this question by someone I really respect, and I really learn from that. When I was arguing as in not the arguing, the definition of argument have also changed since we have become part of a certain research culture, that argument is not that we are having a mental conflict in a very disrespectful way, but having a argument also means that we are placing our logical grounds to justify our point of view, is what we call argument. So I was saying, sir, that self-esteem and we can define our self-worth, we can be self, we can experience a higher state of self for ourselves only, independent of others. And sir asked me that, which car do you want to own? I was like, sir, Mercedes Benz. Sir asked me that, imagine, because according to you that is your ideal state, or your state that you want to achieve. So if everybody in this world will just get vanished for some reason, so would you still, just imagine, would you still be wanting to have that car? Would that car still have that much of worth for you? Then that got me into my own thoughts, and I came up with, sir, maybe I might not want that car that much at that point. Then he said, this is exactly what I'm trying to make point here, that we consume things, we want things, we do things, we become, because we want to maintain a state of mind or a self-worth in our head. And that self-worth will only get established once we evaluate ourselves in comparison to where others stands. If there will not be any other point of reference that we can compare ourselves with, then there would not be any sense of self-worth. So understand that self-worth, self-esteem has been defined as one of the innate tendency of human beings to have in order to maintain a stable level of positive states in the head, to have a well-being. And because that is so crucial, so that have to be done, and human would definitely do. It is not a luxury, it's not a choice, it's a necessity. They have to do it to survive. So when that self-esteem they have to maintain a certain level of, then the only way that self-esteem could be achieved is by comparing oneself with other people, that where do one individual lies in the hierarchy of whatever parameter that they are comparing themselves in. Being it, if they are comparing their self-worth in terms of the social status that they have, then they'll be comparing their social status, that where do they stand in the hierarchy of social positioning, how much other people in the social structure are following or respecting the person. Once they will compare themselves, they will be able to get themselves onto that certain level, and they will feel a certain level of self-esteem. Now there is one more thing, that because we have positioned it as that they want to have a good amount of self-esteem, that they want to see themselves as at a higher level of self-esteem, so they are more, that is why they are more found to be comparing themselves with the people that are below them. Because if I would be comparing this version in terms of anything, the money that I hold, the power that I have, the status that I have in social structure, anything, or the ability that I can perform to something, it will always be having a comparison with people that are below me, because only then comparing myself with these below people will make me feel superior in my own head, and that is how I will be having a stable level of self-esteem, and that is what will make me feel good. That is sort of will keep my affective states positive, not mine but human beings. And this is how they always maintain it. That is why they compare themselves with others. That is why this is so innate for humans to compare themselves with other people. So like we have already established that maintaining self-esteem is very crucial for them, and they cannot do that without comparing themselves with other people. So if these two are so crucial, equally important for them, so see now how comparing themselves with these lower people is not a choice for them. And this is so self double-edged sword, that in order to maintain this self esteem, they would compare themselves with the people that are below them. So they may feel a stable self of esteem about them, and they might feel stable sense of self in the short run only. But because they have got into this tendency of doing this comparison, so their mind is just full of those, like we have discussed previously as well, that is a complete ocean of thoughts. It will do like its job once it have got condition that it has to compare itself from others. So yeah, of course we want ourselves to compare with these below people, so that our self esteem will be intact. But the mind will not restrain, it will not get limited to comparing itself with these lower people only, but at some point it will see anybody roaming on the street or anywhere there where it will encounter anyone. It will see anybody upper or superior to him as well. It will again compare itself with these people because it have got condition to do that. Now when he was using this social comparison with the people below him, to maintain or to feel good about himself, that very act of tendency have conditioned its brain to comparison, and that comparison will just get it into that loop of comparing with not only people below him but the people upper level as well. And then he will again feel this discrepancy, the gap, that he is there, people are there, and then he will feel bad. And then how would he maintain that self-esteem? Because it will go down, and it is very important for him to experience a good level of self-esteem. He will again either push himself way too hard, or he would start boycotting these people. He will stop making connection with these people, so that he will again and maintaining connections with people who are below him, and that is how he will be feeling stable in his sense of self. That is why people do this behavior, like they compare themselves with people that are below them, and they deliberately make relationship with these people who are below them. And once somebody just gets exceed in the race of life, they sort of neglect and minimize their interactions with them, because it sort of threatens their sense of self. And this is my sir only who have introduced me with the concept of psychological sonar. I am not sure that if I'm pronouncing this term correctly or not, but psychological sonar says that we see ourselves not only through our own eyes but through the eyes of others. If somebody will be seeing me as somebody who's upper than him in any parameter, I will have a new sense of self about me, new definition of me. That's why we deliberately want to maintain relationship with the people who are below us. And this very race of social comparison, maintaining social self-esteem or sense-esteem by comparing yourself with the social people, so anybody else, will just turn into a never-ending loop. And that is how we will keep on comparing ourselves with lower people. And then as soon as we will compare ourselves with people who are above us, we will feel our self or sense of self will get threatened. And once it will get threatened, we will either remove these people out of life, or we will again find more people to or either we will just find out those loopholes where these people are lacking, because one cannot be good at everything. If these people are having higher social status higher status in terms of economic capabilities they have, then there must be certain other parameters that they might be lacking at. Like for example, their social relationship, their family relationship might be messed up, so they will highlight that part into their life, so that they will in that part will exceed them. That is why people say, yeah, going foreign is good. Like if somebody's family member or their kid have been got out in the foreign country, they would be like, yeah, going foreign is good, but they don't get to spend time with their family members. They stay there out, and their family, all those sort of explanations they come up with, because their sense of self have got threatened when they realize that the guy is sending 70 lakh rupees per year to their family. And then their sense of self have got threatened. Now they want to maintain that, or to at least go up in some parameter. They
bring them down into certain other areas, like you don't get to talk to your child. Our child is always with us only. That is why this race never ends, and one can escape this matrix if they want to. If they would just stop associating their self-esteem with the if they redefine the sense of self for them, because maintaining self-esteem is crucial, of course, that has been defined, and we do that, and it is very difficult. Trust me, there is a way. If somebody have like address this phenomena that goes on in our head, and they would want to escape themselves from this matrix of maintaining a self through comparing others, then it would not be possible, because if they have the desire to maintain this sense of self, they would have to compare themselves with others, and if they would not be able to maintain the sense of self without comparing themselves with others, and comparison leads to several other never ending loop of comparing and then falling down into the structure and sooner or later. So one has to remove this very act of maintaining a sense of self, and once somebody just start doing that, they turn into a sage, a monk, because one has to remove their sense of self for that I'm nobody, I don't want anything. We are just doing, we are in the act of doing only. Yeah, I get 50,000 rupees, but we don't register that. We get good, okay amount of money that yeah, we can survive. They're not giving it any name that yeah, we do have it. Because if those very addressment will get eliminated, then there would not be any point of comparison. But it is not that easy. One has to do it in every sort of way. And once someone just start doing this in every possible aspect of life, they are at the door of being a monk, seriously. Monk as in not physically that they have left their physical world, the material world, and have shifted into some mountain areas, but monk in their head. Yeah, the only way that one can seek an eternal state of happiness or contentment, once they stop labeling their sense or identifying their sense of self. Because if they are still in the matrix, and the matrix will require them to always compare themselves with the others, and comparison will always in one way or another way lead to having that gap addressing, and that gap will always push them to either downplay other people to feel uplifted, or to focus upon people who are below him to feel satisfied. Certain spontaneous situations, that's why playing at the edge always introduces us with ourselves. So discovery of the self is what they call it, and that can only happen when we just start taking actions which requires spontaneous uncertainty of the outcome. All right, it's 20 minutes. We'll catch up tomorrow one more time, hopefully. Goodbye.